Let me guess. You want to know why I tried to kill myself. You want to know how I survived, why I disappeared, where I've been all this time. But first, why I tried to kill myself, right? It's okay. People do. They measure themselves against me. It's like this line is drawn somewhere in the world, and if you never cross it, you'll never consider throwing yourself off a building or swallowing a bottle of pills. But if you do, you might. People figure I crossed the line. They ask themselves, could I ever get as close as he did? The truth is, there is no line. There's only your life, how you mess it up, and who is there to save you. Or who isn't. Looking back, I began to unravel the day my mother died, around 10 years ago. I wasn't there when it happened, and I should have been, so I lied. That was a bad idea. A funeral is no place for secrets. I stood by her gravesite trying to believe it wasn't my fault, and then my 14-year-old daughter took my hand and whispered, "I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to say goodbye, Dad." And that was it. I broke down. I fell to my knees, crying, the wet grass staining my pants. After the funeral, I got so drunk I passed out on our couch. And something changed. One day can bend your life, and that day seemed to bend mine inexorably downward. My mother had been all over me as a kid. Advice, criticism, the whole smothering, mothering thing. There were times I wished she would leave me alone. But then she did. She died. No more visits, no more phone calls. And without even realizing it, I began to drift, as if my roots had been pulled, as if I were floating down some side branch of a river. A buddy once told me when your parents die, what scares you most is that you're next in line. But for me it was more than that. Mothers support certain illusions about their children, and one of my illusions was that I liked who I was, because she did. When she passed away, so did that idea. The truth is, I didn't like who I was at all. In my mind, I still pictured myself a promising young athlete, but I was no longer young, and I was no longer an athlete. I was a middle-aged salesman. My promise had long since passed. A year after my mother died, I did the dumbest thing I've ever done financially. I let a saleswoman talk me into an investment scheme. She was young and good-looking in that confident, breezy, two-buttons undone fashion that makes an older man feel bitter when she walks past him, unless, of course, she speaks to him. Then he gets stupid. We met 3 times to discuss the proposal, twice at her office, once in a Greek restaurant. Nothing improper, but by the time her perfume cleared my head, I'd put most of my savings in a now worthless stock fund. She quickly got transferred to the West Coast. I had to explain to my wife, Catherine, where the money went. After that, I drank more. Ballplayers in my time always drank. But it became a problem which, in time, got me fired from 2 sales jobs. And getting fired made me keep on drinking. I slept badly. I ate badly. I seemed to be aging while standing still. When I did find work, I hid mouthwash and eye drops in my pockets, darting into bathrooms before meeting clients. Money became a problem. Catherine and I fought constantly about it. And over time, our marriage collapsed. She grew tired of my misery, and I can't say I blame her. When you're rotten about yourself, you become rotten to everyone else, even those you love. One night she found me passed out on the basement floor with my lip cut, cradling a baseball glove. I left my family shortly thereafter, or they left me. I'm more ashamed of that than I can say. I moved to an apartment. I grew ornery and distant. I avoided anyone who wouldn't drink with me. My mother, had she been alive, might have found a way through to me because she was always good at that, taking my arm and saying, "Come on, Charlie, what's the story?" But she wasn't around, and that's the thing when your parents die. You feel like instead of going into every fight with backup, you're going into every fight alone. And one night, in early October, I decided to kill myself. Maybe you're surprised. Maybe you figure men like me, men who play in a World Series, can never sink as low as suicide because they always have, at the very least, that dream came true thing. But you'd be wrong. All that happens when your dream comes true is a slow, melting realization that it wasn't what you thought, and it won't save you.